And welcome back to Open Fire Gaming in 2010, and it feels great to say that. Oh man, before I start, I just want to say for you guys sitting around the table here, you guys did a really awesome job getting this show back on track. It took a lot of hard work.
Nice.
Yeah, it definitely... It took a lot of work, and just for that person, you watching this video right now, I'm talking about you, just for watching this, you rock. Everything's great, that the fact that we're back and we're in business, and that we have somebody out there watching this. So, thanks for hanging in there. Thanks for watching this for the first time. This might be a couple segments long, but we're gonna break down the gaming industry, and it's called Open Fire for a reason. We open fire in the gaming industry, and we're gonna go down our list of topics. It's gonna be in front of you on the title slide sooner or later, but let's introduce the panel. To my left. Let's start with the right. To my right.
All right.
To my
Chief
right.
Here. Glad to be back on the show, even though there was a bit of a longer than expected break.
Yes. We got the Chief here. The Chief here never plays a thief, likes corned beef, keeps a sword out of its sheath, and grits his teeth. It's the Chief, man.
10 professional rapper.
Yeah, that's right. All right, and going around the table counterclockwise, we got Twisted there at maybe 11 o'clock at the table.
Yeah, well, nice to be back again after all, a lot of hard work went into getting the show back up and running again. We even had more technical difficulties before starting this today. But overall, we're back when at least I'm in black.
No, I think I'm in black.
That's more of a brown than a black, but I guess
Screw you, how about that?
Yeah,
Let's see if I can come up with you. Twisted needs no introduction with Master of Destruction, hopefully not a wardrobe malfunction. And coming around to the left, where we should have started, we got Rannxz.
Yes, I'm glad to be back as well. I've been playing a lot of games since started. Although this is technically my second show, I'll say it's my first since Problem's the first one.
Yeah,
So let's start this, let's kick off the next 2010 year. And let's get right to it.
Let's reinvent Open Fire Gaming.
Yeah, and I'm just really great to be here. About the other videos, you guys, they will probably stay up. I might release the audio for the end of episode 2 if anyone really wants to hear it. But at this point, we're just moving forward, and hopefully we don't run into the same problems. Now, that's the panel. That much you know. If you watched the intro, you probably saw something else. We are being recorded by the legend himself from Legenda Sounds, Jamie Martinez over there on the soundboard. It's totally awesome that we got a new studio. We're totally upgraded here from where we were. We're happy to be here. We're happy to be in the situation we're in. So, let's waste no time here and let's talk about what we've been playing. So we're gonna go around the table again. We'll start with the Chief. What have we been playing?
So you're not going to the left again?
I pretty much given up on the left side of the table. we're gonna just, I don't know.
All right, they don't see the table, so. All right,
virtual table.
The first major thing I've been playing in this extended absence is Assassin's Creed 2, and I gotta say, it was much more than what I was expecting from the game. Rannxz, I know you picked up the game. What do you think of it so far?
It's really good. I beat it, got all the achievements for it. Waiting for the downloadable content, supposed to come out the end of this month. So, yep, it was pretty good. It's a lot better than the first one, can't complain.
Now, would we agree that it's what the first one should have been in the first place?
Definitely.
Yes.
I mean, you look at the first game, and it had a solid climbing system, an interesting approach, but, it didn't have the game. You were basically doing the same thing over and over again.
And those flags.
Yeah.
Horrible. Horrible.
So then you reinvent the game. You have you do a different timeline. You get you put a new character, and by the way, I just think Ezio is a much more interesting and well-developed character than Altair.
Yeah, it's been a debate,
He's Italian. He has to be much more interesting.
All right.
I think a game that's made better just has a better character. Everything's just better about it. We said it's kind of like what it should have been. I guess again it could be like with just a better character. Just you get a better game, you're gonna have a lot more in that. It's just more awesome, and you get a more badass protagonist.
Well, I mean, if you look at the first game, for those of you who remember, you had Altair. He was sort of like the guy who was just like he would kind of like disobeyed the assassin's code, and he would go back and it would be like, you need to do this to become a better assassin, and he's like, all right, and then like that was just
With that
basically the
accent.
game, and then so they would just make you do the same task over and over again until you get the better stuff. Whereas you have Ezio, you really actually have a story. It's like, he wasn't even originally assassin at the start of the game, and you pretty much, not only does the story develop in the whole plot, he develops as a character throughout the story, and I think that's what makes it better. But ultimately, I had a lot of fun with it. I was really down on the first game, so I didn't even think I was going to pick up the second game until a couple of people recommended it to me, and I'm really glad I did. I had a great time. I love the controls. I love the way they've made Rannxz Italy. I mean,
Yeah.
it's probably one of the best in-game worlds I've played in a good time. I think it's anyone who appreciates European history, they really you can really tell like an attention to detail, but with still some historical leeway. But I've been playing Assassin's Creed 2 a lot, and I just think it was a great game.
It is a great game. I think the first one, at least, the one thing that was good about it, and the one thing you have to give it, it kind of was highly experimental, and it kind of laid the groundwork for what the next game would be. And then they added all this color with historical characters and a little more flair, and then like a great city to be in. I think you got to accept Assassin's Creed 1 for what it was and what it was able to do. A lot, maybe like the way Team Fortress 1 was able to set up like Team Fortress 2, like the greatest online experience for the PC. Like, it's just, you got to accept that Assassin's Creed 1 really laid the groundwork for this colorful and just flavorful game that leaves a lasting impression on his player base. So, I mean, Assassin's Creed 2 is definitely a great game to be playing right now.
Yeah, and before we move on to someone else, I'll just also mention I've been playing New Super Mario Brothers, and
Great times.
game is a lot of fun and a lot of hell at the same time. I mean, you can play it by yourself and it's still solid Mario, that same experience you like, with a few new tweaks that they added from Galaxy, like the twirl with the flick of the Wiimote and everything. But, it's really at its best when you have 4 people on the screen, and then, you're having fun as you're getting through the level, but then when one power-up comes out and 4 people fight for it, and then people start throwing each other off the cliffs.
Kill.
You both learn to love and hate your friends.
More towards
Yeah, you and I were having some fun when we were playing that. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I love the bubble. Every time I'm going to fall, I'm like, you know what? I'll just bubble my way around and then jump out when there's a power-up that I could steal from you.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's keep moving around. Twisted, what we got?
I've been recently playing some RTSs. I don't know, recently feel like being a god. So I've been playing Sins of a Solar Empire.
Great choice.
Yes, I didn't pick up the game when it first came out because I wasn't sure, because most of the time when you see an RTS played in space, it usually just ends up not particularly being well. And just they try and get the idea of like multiple levels of combat, and it just fails miserably. But Sins of a Solar Empire did it really well. I don't want to go too much into it because we're going to have to bring this up, especially with the RTS element, later on in the show. But hint, hint, little invisible quotation marks you cannot see. Hint, hint.
Well, they actually probably should have seen it in the video. I'm probably gonna put the topics up on there on the main slide screen.
Yeah, well, I just
Spill
don't
the
wanna-
beans.
Whoops. No, I don't want to go too deep into it now, but so far I like the way they did it, because what they have is, instead of just focusing you on building up one big army, you're fighting over literally almost a galaxy's worth of planets. I mean, the large maps have up to 200 planets in them, and they give you a custom on their website. You can download a custom map maker. You can make any map you want. I mean, you can just have 2 planets and just a brutal meat grinder fight, or you can just have hundreds and hundreds of planets to fight over, in which you're fighting over multiple spans. You're not building